Hello, today is May 14th. Yep, May the 14th. And today I'm going to read you a book that I've never actually read before, but it is very, very famous and I've heard about it heaps and I borrowed it from the library. This is called Goodnight Moon and this is the 60-year celebration book, and it was written in 1947, so it's actually 73 years old, this story now. By Margaret Wise Brown with pictures by Clement Hurd. I wonder if we can see lots of stuff that we know about in here. Excuse me as I get out of the picture. In the great green room there was a telephone and a red balloon. Can you see those? Where's the telephone? There it is. It's an old-fashioned telephone. I don't know why kids got a telephone. And a red balloon, and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. With the cow jumping over the moon. Yeah, that's a bit meta. And 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens. Can you see them? 1, 2, and there's a pair of mittens and a pair of socks, and a little toy house and a young mouse. There's a toy house, we might call it a doll's house. There's a young mouse. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. And a brush and a bowl full of mush. I guess that's her dinner. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. I wonder if that's her granny. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. What's there a light on in there? And here is the author, Margaret Wise Brown. She lived from 1910 to 1952. And this is Clement Hurd, who lived from 1908 to 1988. Oh. Well, that was a pretty cool book, and apparently there are other books by the same people. That was pretty cool. Do you know the cow who jumps over the moon? It's a rhyme, a poem. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with a spoon. I don't know why they did that, but anyway, it's a bit random. But if you ever get to go to the fairy cave, the fantasy cave in Dannyburg, they're in there doing their thing. Today we're going to do a rabbit. A rabbit starts with an oval. And it's got 2 long ears. This is not a photorealistic rabbit. It's a rabbit that's easy for you to draw. And it's got kind of oval eyes, but sharp oval eyes. Be nice if they were the same size, but as I say, it's very hard to do this at an angle. Triangle nose. Big grin. Whew. And 2 front teeth for chewing on things. That rabbit looks like the one of Johnny Darko, just a bit. Not my favourite movie, that one. I wonder, can we make it look slightly friendlier? Let's give it some eyelashes and it might look friendlier. It's amazing what the littlest of changes can do to something. No, that does not make it friendlier. Let's give it some whiskers. Johnny Darko. Can you draw me a picture of a cute and happy little bunny? I hope so. This story is called My Mum. Look, it's a heart because Anthony Brown, who writes the story, wrote it. He's showing that he loves his mum. She's not an extraordinary mum. She's not brilliant. She's not a doctor or a lawyer or anything that brings in lots of money. She's not a TikTok star or anything like that. But she's a mum, and so whatever she does, actually that makes her pretty cool. Because as we've learned, often the people who have the jobs that we think least of, like mother, which is a very important job, like shop person, like the workers who drive the buses, the doctors and nurses, the orderlies, the cleaners, they're all very important. And what's important about them is how they help each other, help us. Although the quality of a person is not based on what they do for us. My mum. As we go through this, can you look for flowers and hearts? You might want to stop the video with your adult to see if you can find it. My mum. Find them. Oh, look, there's a little cute kitten. Ooh. In memory of our Doris, my fantastic mum, and for Jane, wonderful mother of our children. Look at that lovely sun. It's in the shape of a heart. She's nice, my mum. My mum's a fantastic cook. Oh, look, Anthony Brown does lots of chimp and gorilla pictures, so he's put one in there. And a brilliant juggler. Mums have to be able to juggle. They're real multitaskers. She's a great painter. Look at her painting herself. And the strongest woman in the world. She's really nice, my mum. Have you seen your mum labouring under all the groceries that she brings in? My mum's a magic gardener. She can make anything grow. Oh look, she's got green fingers. Green fingers is a term, an idiom in English. It means can make things grow. And she's a good fairy. When I'm sad, she can make me happy. Still wearing her slippers. Is she wearing the slippers in the other one? Yeah, she's worn her slippers to the shop. She can sing like an angel and roar like a lion. She's really, really nice, my mum. Although when she's roaring at you, clean your room, you're probably thinking otherwise. My mum's as beautiful as a butterfly. And as comfy as an armchair. She's as soft as a kitten and as tough as a rhino. She's really, really, really nice, my mum. My mum could be a dancer. dancing in his slippers. Or an astronaut. She could be a film star. Or the big boss. She's my mum. Some mums are both, of course. She's a super mum, and she makes me laugh a lot. I love my mum, and you know what? She loves me, and she always will. Some mums have got careers and they work at home. Some mums focus on the home, but they're all pretty amazing and pretty spectacular, and I do admire them. Right, I'll see you tomorrow where I've got 2 books and one of them's called My Dad by Anthony Brown. See you then.